So I feel like I'm amongst family as a founding advisory board member. So since I'm amongst family, I will tell you, I feel not well. So we're going to get through this together, but nothing was going to stop me from being here. I'm here every year. I always look forward to it, and I am so appreciative of the opportunity to share in and to participate in this hallmark occasion for the Commonwealth Seminar. You know, it's been said that to name it is to give it life. And I am so very glad that Joelle named it. We knew for a long time that there was a need for this, but there's a difference between people that dream, that are dreamers, and people that are visionaries. And I just want to commend and thank Joelle for his vision. He named it, he gave it life. It's also been said that if you build it, they will come, and you came. And I'm so glad you did, and I hope you will continue to. So I want to just commend Joelle for his vision. It is not easy to found, to start, to establish anything. So few people in life can say that they've done that. Everybody wants to be a part of something when it's already established and up and running. But to start something from the ground up, Joelle deserves our commendation and our applause, so please join me. Now, whenever I address a crowd, I begin with a Roosevelt quote, and he said, when speaking publicly, you should be brief, you should be sincere, and you should be seated. I don't struggle with sincerity. I'm often looking forward to sitting down because my feet hurt, because I'm always in stilettos. But brevity is not my strong suit, but I'm going to make every effort to do that here today. So in addition to congratulating and thanking Joelle for his vision and his leadership, I want to congratulate all of the graduates and your families and your friends, because they have been in this with you. So I want to congratulate all of you for your passion and your purpose and your commitment to better empower and improve our communities and to improve this Commonwealth. It is so very important that we are here. Nobody can decide when and where we enter. Nobody has that right. Not only are we all obligated to participate, but don't let anybody tell you otherwise. You are qualified. I am so heartened and encouraged that you did this program with which to refine and sharpen those existing skill sets you already have as executive directors and heads of organizations and leaders in your community. But let me tell you, you were already qualified. And the thing that best and most qualifies you is your life experience. It's the only reason why I'm standing here. I'm the daughter of a single mother. My father was a heroin addict and incarcerated almost 16 years of my life. I never finished college, but I went on to work for a congressman, a senator, and a man who was almost president. And that's because my life perspective, my tenacity matters. It makes a difference. It's important that we see ourselves mirrored in the halls of government. It's important that our stories are told. That's the true strength and value of our diversity. It's not just for a beautiful and glorious photo op, which this is. It's so that you'll tell your stories. The strength and value of our diversity is the perspective with which you bring. And we need those stories and that perspective on every level of our government. It's not just the principled thing to do, and it is that. It's the right thing to do. But it is the politically prudent thing to do. In a world and a city of changing demographics, we need each and every one of you around the table. Because the challenges before us, they don't change very often. The only thing that can change is our approach to those challenges. And we can arrive at better informed, more creative, more innovative solutions if you are around the table. We'll be much further along. We can't get anywhere seeing things through a completely monolithic and homogenized prism or viewpoint. We need gender equality, intergenerational, ethnic, and cultural diversity at every single level of our government. So I'm proud of all of you. Again, no one has the right to tell you when and where to enter. It is so important that you are in this building. I'll tell you a couple of stories. I remember when I was working on Capitol Hill for Senator Kerry, and I was carrying a lunch tray that had a turkey sandwich on it and a pudding cup and a couple of other things. And while I was in the elevator, I noticed a family, and they seemed to be tourists, sort of nervously talking amongst themselves, trying to decide which one of them was going to ask me a question. I was holding my tray, the elevator was going up, and finally one of them had the gumption enough to step out from the family and say, "Excuse me, could you tell me what senator likes vanilla pudding cups and turkey sandwiches?" And I said, "Well, damned if I know, this is my lunch. I work here. I work here." So I say all that just to say, and we laugh, but you know, as we're fighting for a place at the table to shape and inform these policies and to make sure that government mirrors the diversity of this Commonwealth, and government does have a responsibility to reflect the diversity of its constituency. But that often means, as we are working our way in, that sometimes we're the only one, the only woman, the youngest one, the only immigrant, the only person of color. And it's not always easy. It's a blessing and a burden. And it's great to be the first, but you never want to be the last. And so when you are in those rooms and you are the only, speak up. Tell your story, share your perspective. Even when it is not a part of your job description, I challenge you to do it because you have a moral obligation to do it. And we are depending on you. So I just want to get back to my earlier point about the fact that I'm so proud of all of you sharpening and improving your leadership skills, but that you were already qualified. Your life experience qualified you. I mean, I've done, some of the more formulaic things to develop my skills. I worked for a Congressman, Joe Kennedy. I worked for Senator John Kerry. Again, my life experiences shaped and informed me, growing up in a single-parent home with an incarcerated father. But the interesting thing is, all those politically formulaic things are not the things that I draw the most from every single day. They're the things you would consider to be the most apolitical. So I will share these examples with you so that you will share them with others, so that they too know that they are qualified and they have an obligation to participate and they are qualified. So I'll give an example. When I was in high school, I was the captain of my cheerleading squad. I'm sure that shocks no one because I've always had the loudest voice and been the biggest mouth in the room. So I was captain of my cheerleading squad, and in that capacity, I had to rally and motivate people every single day. And I have to draw from that skill set in what I do now. In high school, I worked in retail at Foot Locker, and I learned then that the customer is always right. And just like in politics, if you don't keep that customer or that voter happy, you lose your job. And I also learned how to hone a sales pitch because there is retail in this work. Now I'm selling an ideology, a platform, a vision, an ideal. And when I was in college at Boston University, I worked in a waitstaff capacity for the Marriott at Copley. And let me tell you what I learned there. How to maintain my composure when dealing with very difficult people. And if you don't think I draw from that every day. And I also learned how to multitask. So although I went the more traditional trajectory and route in politics and government, the things that have best qualified me are my life experience. And again, I just want to congratulate all of you, tell you how very happy I am that you are here, and I expect great things from all of you, and I look forward to 17 more graduations with the Commonwealth Seminar. Thank you.